Well, hello there, and welcome to Neil Island. Well, more specifically, welcome to my hotel room on Neil Island. And I thought we'd start here because it is so nice, and it has to be one of the nicest places on Neil Island. What we're going to do now is we're going to go from here to the, try and find the beach. I am lathered up in all the sunblock known to man. I got my cap because there's only so much sunblock can do with this fair skin. And I think we're ready to go. Yeah, these are my bananas that I bought yesterday. I bought probably at least twice that amount for about 50 cents. I only wanted four tiny little bananas, but the lady was like, no, it's all or nothing for 50 rupees. So I've been eating bananas to beat the band at night and in the morning, but they are very nice, so, you know, I'm not going to complain. Okay, I think we're ready to rock. We're ready to roll. Everything that we need. Key. Okay, here we go. On y va. A slug of water before we go. All right, let's see what this relentless heat has in store for me today on Neil Island. Who is Neil? I haven't seen him yet. I wonder what kind of guy he was. I'm assuming he was part of the British colony, so probably odds are that he wasn't the nicest man, but I'm open to correction, so do let me know. Look at this lovely area here. Bada. And down here we have a swimming pool full of lots of white people. Truth be told, this is the second time I'm doing this because the first time I did an entire big walk and I wasn't recording any audio, and really, we know you're all here for my audio and for the amazing words of wisdom that come pouring out of my mouth. So, yeah, I'm doing it again in the sun, in this relentless heat, because that is my commitment to you. Yeah, you wouldn't get many other people doing this, but you know, you can count on me. So, starting off here. Now, the last time I was down here, I thought these were mangroves, but they're not, are they? Maybe there's some mangroves here, but they're like, I don't know, I'm confused. Because it's giving me mangrove type vibes, but then they're palm trees. So I don't know. Anyway, here we are coming out to the sea, and I can tell you it is much blusterier, windier than it was on Havelock. And I tell you, you could feel that on the catamaran coming over here this morning as well. So here we are on the beach, Neil Island. And there's another ferry taking people away. So not exactly somewhere where you're going to do a lot of swimming. I'm assuming the tide is out right now, but it's kind of hard to tell also. But yeah, a lot of rocks. So probably not the most conducive for swimming, but still a lot of coral everywhere. Which is quite amazing that there's this much. Like, it's incredible. Does this mean that the coral is very healthy and, you know, dying of natural causes and then coming inland? Or should we be worried for the health of the coral? Who knows? Who can tell me? Look at this. This is incredible. And there are little hermit crabs all over this beach. Look at this. incredible. Wow. So, presumably though, this here was live coral. I need some explanations. Can anybody tell me what's happening here? Why there's so much coral on the beach? And why it isn't out there in the sea somewhere where I would have assumed it should be? Alright, what have we got here? This definitely looks like some sort of creepy voodoo type situation. I'm gonna suggest that it's a good luck omen and that it's a happy thing rather than something to be scared of. And we're all just gonna move on with our lives right now. Look at the size of this massive complex. Wow. Although, it looks like it's still in the process of being built, potentially. Okay, the water here is a little scummy. I don't really know why that is. Because actually the nice gentleman who checked me in the hotel swore blind to me this morning that the water in Neil Island was even clearer than Havelock. Evidence might suggest otherwise, at least in this tiny wee strip. But we'll keep an open mind. Maybe that's just a blip. One good thing that I've noticed, though, everywhere on the Andaman Islands, every hotel that I've been to, they don't have plastic water bottles. So they give you 2 glass bottles full of drinking water, which I think is great. I fully support this. Because the amount of tourists that must come through here, that's a lot of plastic. And I'm not sure they're really keen on recycling here. So great for the environment that they're just using these glass bottles. Fully support this. And so far the drinking water that they've been providing, it's been pretty good. I'm not gonna go anywhere near you, mate. You're fine. Oh, lovely bit of shade. Look at this. I mean, if you're into corals, wow. It is quite stunning. Beautiful. Well, these are mangroves, right? Should we be calling them person groves these days? Yes. Okay, I'm going to stop showing you bits of coral now, but it is kind of amazing. Instead, we can focus on some hermit crabs. Scuttling across floors of silent seas, and there's loads of them around here. They're tiny little things, though. They're ever so cute. But they're ever so bashful as well, because as soon as they know that I'm taking a photo of them, or I got a camera out, they freeze up and they get shy, and they're like, nope, I can't perform. Right, I'm gonna have to put on this horrible hat, which makes me look really cool. But it's like everything. I need all the shade, all the coverage. But it's no fun when you got a big mop of hair like I do, and you're in this heat, and you're wearing a hat. There's a doggy. Doggies everywhere in this country. I think he'd be in the shade now. It's out there. Oh, you know what they say about mad dogs? Oh, what the hell's going on here? There's definitely some class of light bulb. No, I'm leaving you alone, honey. Don't you worry. Alright, let's see what this water is like. Oh, for goodness sake, bliss. That is delicious. Very soft sand that I'm like sinking away. And also hoping that this water isn't washing off the sunblock on the, look how pink these legs are. And I promise you, I am putting as much, I don't know what else to do. Apart from come completely covered up in a sack, which might actually be my next solution to this problem. I mean, it's such a pretty beach. Not an awful lot going on in it, which, you know, again, it's really nice because it's so peaceful and quiet. Just the sound of the waves crashing. You'd kind of forget that you're in India. Oh, and then, of course, you look to your left, and all of a sudden you think, yeah, that's India. That's such a shame. It's so unnecessary. And actually, you know, I didn't see any rubbish on Havelock, I gotta say. So that's a pity. And I feel like it wouldn't take that much to clean this all up, get it back on track. What do you think? I'm tempted to... Here's another doggy. I'm tempted to come out with a sack and just do it all myself. I reckon, get a gang of us together, we could have this beach spotless in an afternoon. Oh, glorious shade. Now, I'm also keeping my eyes spotted for the old sea snakes, although I was reading up about them, and they actually sound like fascinating creatures. So first of all, they're not aggressive. They won't bother you if you don't bother them, which I kind of think is a fine way to live your life. If only more people were like that, the world would be a much better place. And on top of that, they have tiny little mouths, so they'd kind of find it hard to get a good grip on you anyway, apparently. So, you know, they sound really interesting though, because obviously they live in the sea, swimming around, minding their own business, living their lives. But then when they need to lay their eggs, they come in on land, and they lay their eggs inland, which is kind of, I think that's amazing. Anyway, that's the sea snakes of the Andamans. I mean, that looks quite fresh, that piece of, very fresh, if that's a thing you can say about a piece of coral. Look at all this rubbish. Lads, get your act together. It's unnecessary. Do you think the sea is much choppier than it has been? It was much quieter, wasn't it, on Havelock? I'll just turn this to me now so I'm not annoying other people. And you get a rare glimpse of a sweaty Connor in a horrible cap. Alright, back to the actual nice scenery again. Now the sand is so powdery soft. So let's just go up to the little bend up here and see what's in store for us around the corner. What could it possibly be? You might suggest that it's more beach, but you never know. It could be something ferociously exciting, like what, Connor? Like a big crab amusement park. Just off the top of my head. Another thing I learned about the Andamans, which is really cool, is that they don't have any commercial fishing. So that's got to be great for marine life here. So it could be better with the old rubbish. As you can see, more of it there, just like whatever, all the way up there actually. But I'm going to presume that's stuff that's been washed in from other places, but it's such a pity that you got this gorgeous beach and just so much rubbish strewn along it. It's a real shame. Almost nobody here at all, apart from myself. There's like 3 other people further down. Mind you, this could be also the whole, what was I saying about mad dogs being out in the midday sun. There could be a sense of, what the hell are you doing? Be in the shade, do not be walking on the beach. But it's so lovely, how could you not? And my time here is limited, so I gotta go make the most. I want to see as much as I can of this beautiful island. And there's food to be had, great food from what I've been reading up about. There's a restaurant right next to my hotel, pure veg restaurant, and all the reviews say it really doesn't look like much, but it's really good food. Like literally every review is like, don't be fooled by the appearance of the place. And indeed, I did clock it actually coming in on the auto rickshaw. And I thought, oh, there's a pure veg restaurant right next to me. And then thought, it looks slightly dodgy. So I was very excited to read the reviews. Hello. We're being greeted by the local wildlife. Okay. What is here? What amazing scenes are going to lie in store for us. It just kind of looked like the meeting of 2 waters, 2 currents meeting around a bend. Which I suppose is probably kind of what might be going on here. You hear that people get stuck on these islands if the weather changes, which, you know, it can do, obviously. Right, we've come to the corner. Wow. What is there to see up here? Beautiful trees. More sand and more sea. And a windy little spot this is. I hope my little cap doesn't fly away, because I need this. I'm going to need it to keep that burning sun off of my face. All right. Whoa. This little corner is a wind spot. Right. I'm all lotioned and potioned and clean again, and then slathered again with new sunblock. And we're ready to try and find this restaurant. So the restaurant is called Shakari Pure Veg Restaurant. Now, it says that it is 2.9 kilometers, which on a normal day for Connor would be nothing. Be quite fine to do that. But it's really hot. So I think what we're going to do is just see how far we get before we just almost pass out. And yeah, kind of that's my plan. And I think my plan for dinner is going to be this place. Because I think this is the place that has all the great reviews. Have a little look while we're passing by. think that's going to be my dinner plan. Look at all this amazing jungleness. I am walking like a Westerner who's used to cold climates, so I like a speed on everywhere. It'll be my downfall. I gave him a nod. He didn't return a nod. But I suppose it's hard to nod when you got something on your head. I'm wearing trousers. I'm wearing linen trousers for the heat because these little pink legs, they can't take any more sun. They just can't, so I have to wrap them up, put them away for their season. I'll take them out again when they've behaved themselves, but they are anything but behaving themselves at the moment. They're like pink little squealing piglets. We've got banana trees, big bunch of bananas. And I know that you can buy a big bunch of bananas for 50 rupees on Have a Look. I wonder how much they are on Neil. Look, they're ripening in the sun. Lovely bananas. Okay, I'm gonna try and move to the side where there's a little bit more shade. Loads of people have been talking to me about cricket since I arrived because apparently Ireland was in the World Cup. There's a World Cup happening right now. And they lost a match about 3 days ago. We've stumbled upon a cricket match. Whew. The heat, lads. I don't really understand cricket, but I suppose the reason why it's popular here is there's a heap of moving around in it. So in very hot climates, let's see, maybe I'm wrong. Ooh. Okay, one observation here is where are all the women? There isn't a single woman anywhere in this vicinity. The last time I was in a space full of Indian men and no women at all was my flight from Bangkok to Chennai. All Indian men, not a single woman. It was so weird, and the bathroom situation, it was on Indigo, and the back toilet was in a state that I never could have conceived would be possible on an airplane. It was just, maybe I shouldn't tell you because it's really horrible, but it was just, there was wee everywhere. Like literally all over the walls. There was a pool of it on the ground. I used it once and then I'm like, never going back to that again. Like, an airplane? It beggars belief. Okay. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Hello, goats. It's always fun to say hello to the goats. Hiya, kids. You know, what's just occurred to me? You've all these goats. God, I'd love some goat's cheese. But this doesn't seem to be a thing here. I guess they can't really have the melty type of cheese, can they? Because everything would just melt. I mean, Connors are melting. So goat's cheese wouldn't have a chance with it. Oh, it would be delicious. could do the goat's cheese in Indian cuisine. Cute little house. It is 2:05 in the afternoon. I've just accidentally locked myself out of my phone by apparently putting in the wrong pin, even though I didn't put the pin in at all. Right, this looks like a map that even a Connor could get behind here. Seems rather uncomplicated. So if you want to go to the jetty, you turn left, Sitapur Beach, straight on. This is Neil Kander Junction, and Lakshmanpur Beach is over to the right. What I didn't see listed anywhere there was my restaurant. But that's okay, we'll figure it out. So this is the big junction. Wouldn't mind some Milky Mist ice cream right now. Right, I'm actually going to have to, I think it's just straight though. This is some fabulous tree, isn't it? Flag off ceremony of newly procured BS plus VI plus norms. Right. I suppose that makes sense to somebody. That somebody wouldn't be me. Oh, look at the wee puppy. Oh, fish market maybe? We won't be partaking in any of that though. Okay, we're on the right track. What have we got here? It looks like some sort of tower, town hall tower. That's all I got. No idea. I do feel like I'm in the middle of a jungle though, which I suppose kind of is what's happening right now. What's the chances this place has air conditioning when I get there? And what's the chances there's a big auto rickshaw station right outside it? Well, I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but beep beep. I'm determined though. This looks like something that you'd put out for a cat to play with. But I think it might be a lamp. What do you think that's about? Maybe at night time they sell something exciting underneath that lamp. What exciting things do they sell? Hello, chickens. How are you, ladies? Actually, one of them is an old lady. I don't know. Don't ask me to sex animals. I have other talents, I suppose. I must do, right? I'm really good at sweating, I can tell you that much. If sweating was an Olympic sport, I'm pretty sure that I could do it for Ireland. Isn't it a weird time of day for them to be? Or are they maybe waking everybody up from their afternoon nap? Or is this just a battle of territories? One of them started it, now they're in a loop that they can't get out of. Now, I reckon that there's a sign in the distance, a pale green sign, and I think that's maybe where I want to be. I see you. People are wondering, what is this pink guy at? What is this pink guy at? There's papayas. Lots of papayas. Big old papayas. Right, everybody start praying to the restaurant gods that this place is open and ready to accommodate a counter. Are you hungry watching this? Actually, the heat is supposed to suppress your appetite, isn't it? Which it kind of does to a certain extent, but I don't know. Very little stops me eating. It is, okay, that's a sign for the place. Is that the place? It must be, surely. It's not quite the arrival that I wish. I mean, look at this. Who would want this arriving at their establishment? Okay, it's the one and only pure veg restaurant, Shikari. Her hips don't lie, folks. Let's hope her food doesn't either. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed. I see people. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive. It's gonna happen. Wish me luck. Dear patient viewer, it was indeed open, and I had veg jalfrezi and a fresh lime soda. No salt, no sugar, no ice. And a fancy paratha, one that was like spirally. It has a name. I forgot what it is. It was all delicious, and it was well worth walking all the way out here for. I would recommend. I am satiated. There's a bus gonna knock me down any second here. Where was I? Yes, I'm satiated. My belly's full, and now I'm walking back, and yeah, which probably means I'm just going to create another new appetite by the time I get back to the ranch again. But that's okay. My evening meal, I do not have to venture far for. It is pretty much right outside where I'm staying, so that's good news. And I'm already looking forward to dinner. Yeah, because I love the food in India. Oh my goodness, it is so good. Just so good. So there you go. I'm just gonna walk back now, maybe go to the jetty area, see what's happening there, and then just go chill out for a little while because it's been a hot, sweaty day. Okay, we're back again. We're walking down towards the jetty, and it discovers this cute little sign, which I'm sure this used to be a police office or something. And a very cute little temple on the way in. Very nice. Hello, how are you? Yeah. It's a very sleepy afternoon here, though, I will say. And then there is Baratapur Beach. I wish I had signal to be able to look up these places and see whether it's worth tearing off to or not, but here we are. We're just going to have to deal with the situation that we have. I wonder how that cricket game is going on. There's a lot of little temples around here. Oh, I am not looking forward to the scenes of chaos that will greet me tomorrow down here at the jetty. If today was anything to go by. It's not the calm, luxurious situations that one wants to be in. Look at all those bananas again, going for the offering. Oh, this is a water ATM, so you can fill up your water bottles in there. I don't really know why they call it a water ATM. It's just a water dispensary. But yeah, see, it is good that they're not dishing out so many plastic bottles. Go to the grocery store. I might be nipping in there. They actually have Diet Coke. Okay, that's exciting. I have noticed this trip that there's been more sugar-free drinks. Before, very, very hard to find any. But I feel like these days they're getting on the whole sugar-free scene. Whoop. However, I'm very happy that they're still big into their biscuits, because so am I. Who doesn't like a good biscuit? And the Indians, they do good biscuits. How are those Kinder Eggs just... Are they not absolutely melted beyond belief? Very suspicious. I'm suspicious of those being made out of... what? I might be getting a coconut, folks. I had one yesterday and it gave me life, as the kids say. Alright, so this is one side of the jetty. There's lots of coconut stalls around here. I just saw a sign saying no photographs, port area, so maybe I shouldn't be doing that around there. But this seems like a nice, cool waiting area. All modern conveniences. And there is the beautiful sea. And that is where I shall be leaving again tomorrow. I will be walking out in the blazing sun on that big, long, I'm calling it a runway, pier. With hundreds of other people. And there'll be hundreds of people getting off as well at the same time. And look at, it is what it is. It'll be fun. We'll survive. And look at the mangroves. Again, half thinking of starting a campaign to rename them person groves. What do you think? Would there be an audience for that? They're pretty. Very pretty. Pretty mangroves. Person groves. Tanya's been manly in the mangroves again. And still a lot of litter. Alright, I better not go too far because the tide looks like it's coming in. And I don't want to get trapped. Although, I don't think I'd get trapped, right? There's a way out there. Everybody needs to stop panicking. Everything's going to be fine. Doesn't appear many people come out this way. Is there a reason for that? I mean, there's a police boat here. How dangerous can it be? I think I want a mangrove or a person grove. Please note for my next birthday. Very cool. All right. And I think that really is going to be probably me signing off from Neil Island because in a mere few hours, hey doggy, I'm going to be over there in one of those catamarans. Hopefully. If everything goes according to plan, which is never given in India. But let's hope it will. I have a good feeling that everything will go according to plan. I'll be on that ferry heading back to Port Blair for a night. And then after that, I have a day of traveling. First to Chennai and then on to Colombo, where all sorts of other adventures surely await. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye from Neil Island. Thank you for joining me and keep it masala.